So with winter break now being a thing, I'm going to be having a chance to upload more often than I already do. So if you for some godforsaken reason like my videos, then the next 2 weeks or so should be a field day for you. But anyways, what's up guys? We have an RU match here against some person named Mrs. Wednesday. It was a pretty interesting match, so without further ado, let's get on with the team preview. So one thing I find interesting about the team preview is that we both have teams that center around how the field works. His being a hail team, so there's going to be hail up the whole match, and mine being a trick room team. My team basically centers around three things that hit incredibly hard but are really slow: Excavalier, Slowking, and Bouffalant. A lead Smeargle, that's level 1 for Trick Room. Choice Scarf Moltres for when there's no Trick Room and it's a decent revenge killer, and Cressel to get up my hazards. Threats on his end, I'm seeing that Glaceon, that thing I learned from the Canadian Wi-Fi, hits incredibly hard, but it's guaranteed to be spec, so as long as I know that and kind of play around it, it should be fine. Same kind of goes for Rotom Frost. I'm gonna have to play around that as well. Uxie is incredibly hard to take out from my experiences with it, so yeah, that'll be annoying, and I have no idea what the hell Poliwrath does, so that'll be some indefinite surprise factor. So he leads off with Rotom, I lead off with Smeargle, and I make a crucial mistake right off the bat. The switch into Snover was really obvious, but I spored it anyway, and that means I'm gonna die to Hail, and the worst part was that the sleep didn't really end up mattering all that much. But anyway, I'm gonna go into Moltres because I figured he would be, scared by this thing and switch out. I guess not. But I am gonna take this opportunity of him trying to wake up to go into my Crustle and set up as many hazards as I can, because I noticed that his team doesn't have a spinner, which just isn't a good idea. If you're gonna be using Hail, use a spinner, because if you notice, 3 of his things are weak to rocks, and his team seems pretty switch happy. So, I don't know, just probably a good idea to use a spinner on most Hail teams. But anyway, I get up my Stealth Rocks and 2 layers of Spikes as he Giga Drains and doesn't really do very much damage. It looks like a 3-hit KO, I think. And he goes into his Uxie as I set up my 3rd layer of Spikes. And this is kind of fun, isn't it? I've had always pretty bad luck with Thunder Wave, but this is a little ridiculous. So that's 1 for 1. I'm trying to go for X-Scissor to get damage on this Uxie because its presence is just annoying me. He gets up Zone Rocks, that's 2 for 2. And getting damage on the Uxie really isn't that big of a deal because I do have other Pokemon and he has no leftovers for some reason, so it's alright. And that's 3 for 3. What the hell? Why won't this game let me live my life? Why can't I play Pokemon? But anyway, he kills me with another Psychic. I don't really care because that thing's main purpose was just to get up as many hazards as possible, which was accomplished. So I go into my Slowking, he Thunder Waves me, I guess not expecting Trick Room, but now I'm like super much fast, so I'm gonna go for the Surf, and that's a leftover Slowking doing that much to a Uxie, and because of U-turns, Stealth Rocks is gonna kill him as soon as he comes back in. And he U-turns out to Spiritomb. The Shadow Sneak and or Sucker Punch is really obvious, so I'm going to go into something that resists both of them. That would be a Scavalier. He ends up going for the Shadow Sneak, doesn't do anything. And here, I was super excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do Mega Horn, kill everything. Nope, this game won't let me live. Because his Uxie dies as soon as it comes in, and I can't Mega Horn anything. Now, this was stupid of me. He sends in Poliwrath, I just kind of Mega Horn just cuz. It does a lot of damage, but he goes for Scald and gets the damn burn. Like, why, how about you give everything to this guy? Just, give everything that can possibly happen that would be good for this guy to that guy. But anyway, he ends up being a Rest Talking set. I'm just kind of sitting in here just waiting to die because, I don't know, Escavalier isn't really that much of a use to me, especially when it's burned. But, even then, Choice Banded Mega Horn, still coming off of, at this point, a 300 attack. is still doing over 1/4. So hey, that's pretty cool. So I go into my Slowking, trying to get up my Trick Room. He goes for the Sleep Talk and thankfully gets a rest, but I get paralyzed, and that was crucial because it means I can't get up my Trick Room, and because Trick Room has a negative priority, he's going to be able to wake up, outspeed me, and phase me with Circle Throw. And of all the things he could have phased me into, it had to be my Moltres. So thanks to Hail and uneven HP, this thing basically is forced to stay in. He sends in Snover and dies to Hazards. It's kind of funny that the first two things that die in this game die to Hazards, but whatever. I lock myself into Air Slash as he switches into his Rotom Fridge, Frost, whatever. You know, I go for an Air Slash thinking, hey, maybe I can get a flinch. No, this game just won't let me live. But that's fine because he's going to be taking more Entry Hazards damage when he comes back in. He switches out and goes into Glaceon, takes a metric butt ton from Entry Hazards. Look at that. And I switch into my Slowking, and this is pretty important. I live a Specs Shadow Ball and manage to get off the Trick Room, and this basically won me the game. Because Glaceon can't really survive much from Slowking, especially when it has Fire Blast. And I basically have some pretty great coverage on the rest of his guys. He goes into his Spiritomb here, and I predicted him to predict me to go into Bouffalant and go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I just stay in and Surf, not caring at that point. It actually gets him, so you know, I don't know what he tried to do, but I kill off his Spiritomb, so hoorah. He goes into his Poliwrath. I have the Psyshock, so that's a dead Poliwrath. And his final Pokemon is Rotom Frost. I would have won here already if it weren't for this paralysis right here. It doesn't really matter though, because here we verify that he's scarfed due to that damage. And even though he kills me with the Hail and my Trick Room runs out, my Bouffalant can live a Choice Scarfed Rotom Fridge's Blizzard any day, counter with a Head Charge, and take him out. So good game, Miss Wednesday. It was a very interesting battle. I liked kind of both of our teams, and yeah, that just happened. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.